gave myself 50 games to see how far I could climb in Apex rank, but I did it solo dolo with no help and started off at the bottom, just with the luck of teammates Apex would provide. I'm here to share my experience of how the solo dolo challenge went, and by the end of the video, I'm going to be giving you pointers on how to effectively climb too. Before we continue, let's make things interesting and have you take a guess on how high you think I climbed in these 50 games. Now, on with the video. Now, I'm not gonna come in here like a hotshot and be like,
bronze was cake. I annihilated everyone who laid in my way.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. It wasn't exactly that, but it was bronze. It really wouldn't be much of a video if I got into a jam here. As much as I want to tell you, it took me one game to clear each tier, then I was in silver in no time. I wish it was true. Along the way, I met a lot of mimes apparently, as people expected me to read their minds on what they would do, which was apparently the bed by pushing teams by themselves or dying from seeing an opponent forgetting how to shoot their guns. However, thankfully, not every single teammate was like this. In one game, I had it where I met this nice kid. His name was Sway. He told me how he was down bad on getting paired with people who were AFK game after game, and he proceeded to lose a bunch of points.
45 left.
The past 5 games, I've been queuing up with 2 AFK people, so they just kept dying in Storm, and I kept dying right away.
In fact, our teammate was one of those very said people.
Hey, yo, my fault, bro. I didn't realize I was in a game.
I was wondering what was up. I was like, there's no way this guy's trolling.
Nah, bro. I didn't even realize I loaded in. I alt-tabbed. I was watching TikToks and shit.
In this game, we went on to place second, where Sway was happy to get his points back from a series of unfortunate AFK fiascos. It took me a total of 16 games to hit silver, where I won 3 out of those games. Now you might be thinking, silver is different.
I'm afraid not.
It's a lot of the same things, but these players have been playing slightly more. But I did manage to run into some interesting characters along the way, like Attack. I have no idea what this guy was on, but he did have some of the most off-the-wall kind of things to say.
The PK is like the best gun in the game, dude. How does this guy let us take height like that?
They weren't communicating. That's literally half the battle, is like comms and playing together, and then you can play at a lot of levels. It's like a
relationship, bro. You gotta like work together just to see and talk about your feelings. I'm on that fit.
On the what now?
Watch me not make sense and on everybody. Bro, we need to get that bow.
That might be easier said than done.
Bow's the best gun in the game, dude. If you get that shit, bro.
I don't think you picked up Kraber then, dude.
That shit ass, dude. You can only shoot it once, and then after, it's like a bolt action, bro.
One of the cool things during this challenge is that Olympus, which had been vaulted where no one could play it for like 2 to 3 months, made its return. After having a stretch of not so great teams, I found some Apex luck, so to speak, where I got 3 wins in a row. You want to know what the key was in those 3 games? Some of the easiest fundamentals that anyone can do in the game. Here they are. Number 1, communication. A mic is the best thing to have, but even talking with pings or the chat bar is a step in the right direction too. 2, teamwork. No one had too big of an ego to solo challenge teams by themselves, putting the team at risk. We all played together. And number 3, hitting shots. At the end of the day, it's a battle royale. To stay alive, you do have to hit those shots before someone hits them on you. If you can start out by working on some of those things, you'll probably end up stringing some success together. Hopefully, you will get those teammates who think the same. After all, it is ranked. People are typically there for the same reasons you are, to gain points. It took me 19 games to go from silver 4 to gold 4. During that time, I got 3 wins. Now we arrive at gold. Like I said, I'm going to be upfront with you on stuff. This area was rough, due to a lot of people clearly smurfing. For those asking, what is smurfing? It's a player who clearly is a lot more skilled than what their rank says because they are playing on a newer account to play in lower lobbies. Before you go saying,
Hoodie, is that what you're doing?
Not exactly. I'm doing this strictly for an educational experience to put myself in one's shoes, and I was challenged by a few friends who asked if I thought about a solo queue from the bottom challenge to look at stuff like this. The majority of people who smurf are doing it for the wrong reasons, because they fail to climb in their own lobbies and have chosen to take it out on the less fortunate. In this case, people who aren't as skilled as them. It's a very messed up thing to do, honestly. Having 14 games left in the challenge once reaching gold, I ran into more of the same shenanigans as bronze and silver. But one of the worst things was starting to show in more of these games. Egos, where a teammate would push another team by themselves, then try to justify it. Whatever level you play at, there is no justifying a stupid ego push like that.
What an idiot.
To turn this more into a positive spin, being able to admit when you're wrong or messed up is a big thing in getting better. It shows room for growth and wanting to improve, so take that into consideration. I was fortunate enough to have a unique, cool experience in one of those gold lobbies where I paired up with Papa Smurf and Flex. Now I know what you're thinking. This dude, I called out to see if he was actually smurfing. He was not, surprisingly, but what made this a cool experience is that his friend, Flex, or relative, he didn't say which, but they lived in the same household, was deaf.
I use sign language when I'm talking to.
Out of the last year of playing Apex, I hadn't experienced a teammate with this before. Long story short, we got quite a bit of kills and ended up getting that win. After having that cool experience, I was fortunate enough to get a couple decent games where I got a few more wins, bringing this challenge to a close after 50 games, hitting gold 2, bringing us to a grand total of 6,831 RP achieved, where we started out at 1,000 RP at the very bottom. Here's a look at the overall stats, where I had over 115 kills, a total of 10 wins, and you can take a look at my KD if that floats your boat as well. I admit, I was really hoping to hit platinum, especially since I'm a regular diamond player, and I'm a very competitive guy. I was expecting myself to do it, but out of this whole challenge, it taught me a very big lesson. I still have work to be done in my own game, where if I improve my skill, it can lead to me being a better team player, whatever the situation may be. Plus, I did this in 50 games. I have never attempted something like this before. I found the experience insightful, fun, and frustrating too, since I'm being honest. Like I mentioned, it contained great teaching moments. Now for me to share some of those quick pointers for you to be able to climb in your own rank experience before I wrap up the video. Number 1, communication. It's a massive foundation of this game. If you communicate with your team, you stand to have a better chance of gaining points. I'm not gonna lie, it might not always be pleasant, as I did have experiences where I was the only one with an open mic, but it at least allowed my teammates to hear me. Be the one to initiate it. Sometimes it's not fun, but it may encourage your teammates to open their mic too. Which leads me to number 2, teamwork, which is a vital success in this game. You will have a hard time getting any progress if you don't work together. 3, learn to hit those shots, whether you're getting extra reps in the game or taking extra time in the firing range too. It can help you improve your accuracy, which may help you down the road on hitting that clutch shot. Number 4, positioning. Don't over peek. Don't expose yourself from cover if you don't have to. Positioning is huge, especially in an endgame. And finally, number 5, be patient. You will not get better overnight. I know I didn't. Determination and learning from mistakes will help you in the long run. Keep playing. Reps are huge. And admit when
you done messed up, Aaron!
If you got to this point in the video and stuck around for the full thing, thank you very much. I do appreciate your time, and thank you for having patience with me, as this challenge was very time consuming and took quite a bit of time to put together. Please drop a like, subscribe, share it with a friend who might enjoy this, and comment. Let me know what you thought of this challenge. But most importantly, remember to take care of yourself. Have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next video.